Assalamu alaikum students, it's chemistry lecture class second year, chapter number 3, page number 37. Our chapter name is group 3rd A and group 4th A elements. I am starting from introduction. Group 3rd A elements. The group 3rd A of the periodic table comprises the elements boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. The small size and high nuclear charge make boron non-metallic, while all other elements of this group are metals. The abrupt increase in metallic character from boron to aluminium is associated with the increased size of aluminium atom. The increase in the atomic size is not regular in this group. This is due to the presence of d electrons in heavier members which have पोर शील्डिंग इफेक्ट देन एस एंड पी इलेक्ट्रॉन. यहाँ पे सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे कि हम अज्यूम करते हैं कि इस ग्रुप के तमाम एलिमेंट्स मेटेलिक होंगे, लेकिन बोरॉन जो है वो नॉन मेटेलिक है. बोरॉन इज़ एट द टॉप ऑफ द ग्रुप एंड वी ऑलरेडी स्टडीड अबाउट द peculiar behavior of top members of group, which are uncertain and quite different from other members of the group. Secondly, there is an extraordinary character is that there is involvement of d orbital in heavier members. So there is a transition. We can't say transition, we can say it abrupt change, abrupt unpredictable change in properties. Okay, their occurrence. Boron is not an abundant element. It occurs in traces in most soils and has been found to be essential in very small amount for the proper growth of many plants. Boron is always found in nature combined with oxygen, usually as oxyborate ions. Boron occurs principally as salts of various polyboric acids. There is table of minerals of boron. Boron or tin coal, its sodium tetraborate decahydrate, colemanite, calcium hexaborate pentahydrate, orthoboric acid H3PO3. Okay, then occurrence of aluminium. Aluminium is the third most abundant element in the earth crust. It occurs primarily as aluminosilicate minerals found in the rock of the outer portion of the earth. The other elements of group 3rd A, gallium, indium and thallium, are relatively rare and are obtained as byproducts during the processing of other metals. There is a table of minerals of aluminium, feldspar, potassium aluminosilicate or potassium oxide, aluminum oxide, hexasilicate. Mica is the potassium hydroaluminosilicate. Mica is also known as muscovite. Kaolin or clay, it is the hydroaluminosilicate monohydrate or aluminium oxide, disilicon oxide dihydrate. Corundum is simply aluminium oxide. Emerald is aluminium fluorosilicate. Gypsite is aluminium oxide trihydrate or aluminium hydroxide. Bauxite is aluminium oxide dihydrate and cryolite is sodium alumino fluoride Na3AlF6. Okay, peculiar behavior of boron. Boron is the first member of the group 3rd A. It shows many dissimilarities with the members of its own group. The difference in the properties of boron and those of the other members of the series is mainly due to the large difference in their sizes and ionization energies. Point number 1, boron is the only element in group 3rd A which is non-metallic in behavior. 2, it is the only element with less than 4 electrons in the outermost shell which is not a metal. Number 3, boron always uses all the 3 of its valence electron for bonding purpose and its common oxidation states are +3 or -3. Number 4, one of the outstanding feature of the chemistry of boron is its ability to form molecular addition compounds. Number 5, boron does not form ionic compound with sulfate, nitrate or other anions because boron does not form a stable cation. Compounds of boron. First compound is borax, sodium tetraborate decahydrate. Borax is the sodium salt of tetraboric acid. It is the most important of all borates. Occurrence: borax occurs as a natural deposit called tin coal in the dried up lakes of Tibet and California. Its manufacturing: formerly, borax was manufactured by treating a hot solution of boric acid with the proper amount of soda ash. There are 4 moles of boric acid plus 1 mole of sodium carbonate results in the formation of borax plus 6 moles of water plus 1 mole of carbon monoxide. Point number 2. Nowadays, borax is almost exclusively obtained from calcium borate. Finely powdered colemanite is boiled with sodium carbonate solution. When calcium carbonate precipitates out and a mixture of borax and sodium metaborate is formed. 1 mole of colemanite plus 2 moles of sodium carbonate result in the formation of 2 moles of calcium carbonate, 1 mole of sodium tetraborate and 2 moles of sodium metaborate. The clear solution from the top is taken off and is then allowed to crystallize. When crystals of borax separate out, to get more borax, carbon dioxide is blown through the mother liquor. The sodium metaborate is decomposed into borax, which separate out in the form of fine crystal. 4 moles of sodium metaborate, 1 mole of carbon dioxide combines to give 1 mole of sodium carbonate and 1 mole of sodium. It can be we can say it as anhydrous borax or sodium tetraborate, whatever we want to say. Point number 3. Borax may also be obtained from tin coal, sodium tetraborate decahydrate by treating tin coal with water and subsequently evaporating the clear solution when crystals of borax separate out. Now we are studying about the properties of borax. Borax is a white crystalline solid. It is sparingly soluble in cold water. Sparingly means, students, it is not completely soluble. Soluble up to a certain extent, but is more soluble in hot water. 100 gram of water dissolves 3 gram of decahydrate at 10 degrees Celsius and 99.3 grams at 100 degrees Celsius. If a saturated solution be allowed to crystallize about 62 degrees Celsius, octahedral crystals of the pentahydrate separate out. If the temperature is below 62 degrees Celsius, the decahydrate is formed. Its aqueous solution is alkaline in nature due to hydrolysis. Sodium tetraborate plus 7 moles of water result in the formation of 2 moles of sodium hydroxide and 4 moles of orthoboric acid, which is a weak acid. The hydrolysis is prevented in the presence of glycerin. Point number 2. When heated, borax loses water and swells up into a white porous mass due to the expulsion of water. मतलब पानी जो है वो उसमें से निकल जाता है, evaporate हो जाता है. On further heating, it melts into a clear transparent glass which dissolves many metallic oxide, forming color beads. This reaction forms the basis of borax bead test. Sodium tetraborate decahydrate on heating form glassy mass of sodium tetraborate, 2 moles of sodium metaborate and 1 mole of boric anhydride. Point number 3. Its aqueous solution react with hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid to form boric acid. Sodium tetraborate, 2 moles of hydrochloric acid and 5 moles of water results in the formation of 2 moles of sodium chloride and 4 moles of orthoboric acid. Anhydrous sodium metaborate plus sulfuric acid plus 5 moles of water results in the formation of sodium sulfate and 4 moles of orthoboric acid. Point number 4. When borax is heated with ammonium chloride, boron nitride is produced. 1 mole of orthoboric acid plus 2 moles of ammonium chloride. 1 mole of sodium tetraborate plus 2 moles of ammonium chloride results in the formation of 2 moles of sodium chloride, 2 moles of boron nitride, 1 mole of boric anhydride and 4 moles of water. Point number 5. Borax, when dissolved in water, ionize as sodium tetraborate ionized into 2 moles of sodium and 1 mole of tetraborate ion. The hydrolysis of tetraborate ion occurs as follows. Tetraborate ion combines with 7 moles of water, results in the formation of 4 moles of orthoboric acid and 2 moles of hydroxide ions. So a strong alkali is formed which is highly ionized. On the other hand, boric acid is ionized to a little extent because it is a weak acid, and solution of borax as a whole is alkaline in nature. Okay, there is a borax bead test, very important test. We will do it in practical during dry test. Prepare a loop at the end of the platinum wire. Heat the wire and take a little powdered borax on the hot loop. Heat again. Borax first swells up and then melts into colorless glass-like bead on the loop. Now put a few grains of the substance under examination on the beads and reheat. First in the oxidizing flame, that is with excess of oxygen, and then in the reducing flame, that is flame with low oxygen. There will be some color, and the color from color we identify the oxide which is present or any salt which is present. Chemistry of the borax bead test. Borax when fused is decomposed into sodium metaborate and boric anhydride. Sodium tetraborate on heating decompose into sodium metaborate and boric anhydride. The metallic oxide formed from the substance under examination combines with boric anhydride, giving the colored metallic borates. With cupric oxide, the beads are colored blue in the oxidizing flame because cupric borate are blue in color. Cupric oxide plus boric anhydride result in the cupric borate. Uses of borax. It is used to prepare borate glass which is heat resistant. Number 2. It is used in softening of water. Number 3. It is employed in borax bead test for the detection of metallic cations. Number 4. It is used in metallurgical operations. Number 5. It is used as a flux in welding and in metallurgy. It is used as a flux in welding and metallurgy. Flux means something which facilitates the operation. The operation of welding and the operation of metallurgy is facilitated by the flux for removing impurities. Point number 6. It is employed in making washing powders. Number 7. It is used in leather industry for tanning and dyeing. Number 8. It is used in cosmetics, soap, textile, paints, medicine, match industry and as a preservative. Okay students, I am also telling you a benefit of borax. If you have sore throat, you can use it for gargling. It will cure your sore throat up to some extent. This is all about today's lecture. Tomorrow we will start from boric acids. Allah Hafiz.